Hey, Lauren here. We are talking trends today. I've gotten a lot of questions or inquiries in the real estate market regarding a potential crash, or I'm getting people saying, I don't want to buy right now, I'm going to wait for a crash. Okay, I mean, that's fine. However, I don't think that's going to happen. And there's a few reasons why I don't think it's going to happen. And as an investor, because that's most of my money actually comes from me being an investor, I want the market to crash. Investor Lauren wants the market to crash so I can make a lot of money. The human side is like, we don't want to crash because we don't want families to lose their home, right? There's always two sides to every equation, but I'm getting a lot of people that think there's going to be a crash, and I just don't think there's going to be one because, well, we have provisions in place so something like 2008 doesn't happen again, right? But I also wanted to, I think Colorado is particular, and I don't see what was happening in 2008 or the 2006 to 2007 because that's really what caused it. I don't see the same trends happening now, and I think Colorado is pretty well insulated from any type of crash, and these are all just my opinions, but I don't think we're going to see a crash. And so what I have pulled up on the screen, I got fancy. I went from the whiteboard over to here because my art isn't that great, or I'm not an artist, I'm an investor, and I'm a realtor. So this is what I pulled up right here, and you can see it a little bit. Basically, it's a trend going upward. That's the average home price in the state of Colorado. So this blue middle line is all of Colorado, right here. And then next to it, I also pulled up Jefferson County, and then when I pulled up Adams County, all of the greater Denver metro, they're all really close to this average metro line. And then you have a few that are below. This is actually Colorado Springs, which I just brought up to show the difference. This trend looks a little similar to Aurora. And then I pulled up Boulder County because that's where I'm at, and that's where, well, it's expensive. I didn't make it that way, it's just expensive. Everyone wants to live there. And then in a minute, I'll actually pull up some other areas that I'm looking at too, but just so you can see the trends, everything has trended up since 2009, and that's all the information I could pull. I couldn't pull it from 2008, which I really wanted to show that steep incline starting around 2006 and going through 2008 and then 2009. But what we saw in Colorado, we didn't see the big steep fall, not in the Denver metro. Now we did up in the ski country, and I'll pull that up in a minute. But we did see what we see right here is the aftermath of 2008, right? The 2009 to 2011-ish, which is what we saw in the country. And so the prices didn't actually go down, they just became flat. And I think in Colorado, if something will happen, I think it will be similar to that. And that would be an extreme case because I don't even see Colorado going flat. I see it slowing down, yes. 20% year over year, that's not going to happen. And the market is really heated because there's not a lot of houses there, and the demand is high because interest rates are low. However, I don't see house prices dropping by much. Maybe some in the luxury because that market always fluctuates a bit, but we're talking averages here. Like the average home in Boulder County is $570,000, and Boulder County is huge, and if you're actually in Boulder, it's about $900,000. Or Superior, just south, it's $834,000. And then you get more of the rural Boulder, and that's how you get the 570. And then even the average in the Denver metro, it's $580,000. So these are, well, the averages are really high, and it's rough. Even in not a hot market, it's always rough. Or Boulder County is always tough to find a home, and so it takes longer to find a home, and you have to it's more of a balancing act than other places. And I don't think it's more of a balancing act now than a year or two ago. I think it's always a balancing act. Boulder's always tough. There's always bidding wars in Boulder. That's nothing new. I think now other places in the country are experiencing what Boulder's always like, but I don't see any extreme differences. I mean, maybe people are getting more emotional because they think it's harder, and I mean, it is hard. It's not an easy market.